I've spent a lot of time talking about what I got wrong, but recently I've started doing something different, and it's already changing how I think about everything. I used to think money first, life later. That was the plan, but it doesn't really work like that. So instead of just thinking about it, I started asking myself a simple question. What does freedom actually mean to me? And it sounds simple, but it wasn't obvious. Well, some things were. But a lot of it took a bit of reflection, really defining what I want, what makes me feel free, what gives me a sense of meaning and balance. One question helped a lot. If I had all the money in the world, what would I do? At first it was obvious stuff, holidays, cars, but I knew I had to go deeper than that. Those can be short-lived because really, it's about how I spend my time every day. I came across an idea that helped me organise my priorities. There are a few key areas that shape your quality of life. Mine looked something like this. Spirituality or purpose, in my case, relationships, my health, my work and money, personal growth and contribution. And I started working through them one by one, not in this fixed forever way, just asking better questions. What gives me purpose? What kind of relationships do I want? What does my health look like long term? And how do I want to think about money going forward? How do I change and grow long term? What can I contribute? What value can I offer? And then I started doing something different. I started making small changes consistently. It's probably one of the most important things I've learned, because I used to think I had to change everything at once. And it just doesn't work. It becomes overwhelming. You fall off track and feel disillusioned. So I kept it simple by working on how I think about things. I started learning about, or educating myself about budgeting, investing, trading, business systems. I started this channel, something I've been putting off for longer than I should. I looked at my relationships, how I react, my triggers, how I communicate. With health, I just started exercising more, nothing extreme. Even small things like drinking less. I watched what I ate. I started walking regularly. I started playing golf. I started doing things I enjoy, like swimming, laps, which I hadn't done for a long time. And I regularly didn't get it right. I procrastinated, I delayed starting this channel, I argued with my wife, I skipped workouts, ate the wrong foods, drank too much, wasted money, missed deadlines. But here's what I didn't do. I didn't beat myself up over it. I just started again. And this is where it really clicked for me. Long-term change comes from small changes done consistently. Not big, dramatic shifts, just small decisions repeated over time. I realise my quality of life can change just from the small decisions I make every day. Not big ones, small ones. And one big shift for me was this. Instead of asking, how do I make more money? I started asking, what do I do with my money? But I also started asking, how do I build more control over my time? That was the really relevant question. Even simple things like doing something I enjoy first instead of treating it like a reward, which is what I used to do, work first, enjoy later. Because sometimes, if you wait until later, you never get it. This channel is part of that, just sharing the process, figuring it out as I go. Not pretending I've got it all worked out. I still care about money, but I care more about what it's costing me. And I'm not willing to pay that price anymore.